I'm Katie Cat, and this is our Wednesday Astro Tarot. The opening card that we have for today is the Eight of Pentacles. This is followed by our challenge, which is the Major Arcana, the 13th, also known as the Death card. The way we're going to get through the challenge came in by way of the Four of Swords, clarified by the Four of Pentacles, and the ultimate outcome is the Magician. So here's the thing. We have a lot of earth energy on the table today, and we also have a couple of references to a transit that is up and approaching. The Death card is ruled by the sign of Scorpio, which is where we have the South Node right now. It's also reminiscent of the planets that govern Scorpio, which are Pluto and Mars. Now, interestingly enough, Mars is up in Gemini, and then we have Mercury over in Capricorn, which is an earth-governed sign, and Mercury is with Capricorn with Pluto. So this is showing up as these earth energies that are on the table, which is in alignment with where we want to put our energy and effort towards that which we want to move toward. Now, our opening card came in as this Eight of Pentacles, which is the apprentice craftsman. It's the person who is refining their skill and figuring out, what's the most efficient way to do things, but they're building things and they're building up a skill set over time. So in a lot of ways, I think it's bringing to the forefront something that we've been developing in our lives that's really coming to be a place that we are getting recognized for, because we have this Pluto angle or anchor up in Capricorn, which it's been there since 2008, but we have this conjunction with Mercury. And keep in mind that Mercury is the messenger of the gods, so we can get some kind of epiphany, or there could be some kind of communication or conversation that gives us some kind of direction or accolade that helps us move forward in that which we want to progress towards in our life. Now, the challenge showed up as the Death card. Now, consider that the Death card is also a rebirth and transformation card. And again, it is pointing to the energies of Pluto, which are up in Capricorn. And it's asking us, what we have energy for, what kind of past chapter in our lives we're willing to let go of so that we can move into this transformational aspect of ourself. And I say that because the South Node is in Scorpio, and that means, of course, that the North Node, being in 180-degree opposition to the South Node by placement, is over in Taurus, which is where Uranus is right now. So we've been, feeling this call to make this big change in a lot of ways. But consider that Uranus has been in retrograde for a few months, and it just moved direct in January. So we have this Trinity by aspect of earth-governed signs. Right now, specifically today, we have the moon in Virgo, which is an earth-governed sign. And Virgo is a sign that helps us assimilate information and, separate the coarse from the finer and really figure out what's useful in anything. It's where we also have the moon in a waning phase, right? Because it was just full in Leo. So now it's starting to lose light, and we're learning to see what in ourselves, what aspects of ourselves we need to clean up in our own lives, because Virgo also governs, our day-to-day routine and things like that. So that's the third placement in an earth element governed sign. And then we have the Mercury and Pluto in Capricorn and Uranus over in Taurus. So we have this trine, and in a lot of ways it's like the ability to see things differently, because Mercury is that part of ourselves that is that which puts description to what we hear and what we see and is able to communicate it. And as I said, it is in a conjunction with Pluto right now. So as far as the cards go, we have that South Node point over in Scorpio showing up as our challenge, because it can be comfortable to have certain routines, but perhaps some of those routines aren't in your best interest, and it's time to let go of those thing so you can put your energy toward that which you want to build. And this has been, you know, the long question. What is it that brings clarity to you in measurement or imbalance and I want to say comparison toward what the clarity is toward other people? This kind of imprisonment of the mind. It's asking us to take ourselves out of our mind and actually put ourselves to action and be realistic about where we have our resources, because, you know, we can get pretty immobilized by what we see as lack or impossibility, when in reality there's a lot more possibility beyond that veil which we see in life than we actually realize. And that's the cool thing about Mercury, is that it can bring in messages, it can bring in new things. And consider that our ultimate outcome for today came in as the Magician, which is governed by Mercury. It's almost like telling us, like, you know what you have to do. The time to act is now. We literally have the support energetically from the universe to put our energy and effort towards that vision that we feel called to create and move toward. And the only thing that is stopping us is this kind of hang up that we have in way of where we get stuck in our mind and where we have our resources and if we're capable. But consider that there's a lot more possible and a lot more possibility beyond the realm of what you feel like you have some kind of certainty in. And that's why it's important to hold open the potential when you speak about things and when you think about things. You know, like, the visions that you have are not only waiting to become, but them becoming is part of the beauty and the mystery of it all. And to be in awe of seeing how things manifest and how things come to be is almost like calling to the universe those pixels to come into form. And I like to remind people, you know, that literally all of our breath goes out into the world and activates the energies that are around us all the time. And so the imprint that you put on it energetically truly does have an influence, not only on what energies you put into conversation, but what energies and possibilities you send into the wind. So I wish you well in this place of transformation that we are all stepping into, because I do think it's going to be a powerful year. Now, to look at what's going on astrologically with this little diagram that I have here. So as I was saying, we have Mercury and Pluto over here in Capricorn, just a couple of degrees apart. We have the Sun in Aquarius right now. We also have Saturn in Aquarius. We have Venus over in Pisces, along with Neptune in Pisces. And then we have Jupiter in Aries, along with Chiron. We have Uranus over in Taurus. And then we have Mars over in Gemini, along with the Moon in Virgo. So you can see this kind of trinity aspect between the Earth-governed signs. And what's cool about this chart, which is if you're facing south, and the sun goes down over here, because this is going to be west if you're facing south. Right after sunset, you will see Venus in the western sky. You'll also see Jupiter just short of 30 degrees outside of Venus's placement. And then you'll also be able to see, depending on your light pollution and your clouds and stuff that are out in the sky, you'll also see Gemini, and that's all before, you know, the moon even rises. So when the moon rises, these placements will already be further along. When the moon gets to about zenith, you'll be seeing Mars setting in the western sky. And the moon, of course, is in a waning phase because it is no longer in opposition to the sun. So I hope you all are well. I hope you're heeding the call and realizing that you have all the ability to put your energy and effort towards that which you want to have as part of your legacy and part of something that you put your energy and effort toward that you're proud of. So blessed be. I wish you well. I'll see you again soon.